Hello viewers, welcome to the channel Amazing Civil Engineering Studies. Time to enter the world of civil engineering. Here we will learn about different concepts related to civil engineering. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more new updates. In today's video we are going to discuss about Part 1, Environment Engineering, Question and Answer. 1. Why separate system is advantages than combined system? Separate system is advantages than combined system because in separate system, surface water may be taken in open or closed conduits or drains at or near the surface and discharged at suitable outlets, thus greatly simplifying the design of sewers of storm water drains. But, in combined system, the large size of the sewer may cause silting up due to low velocity. To distinguish between raw sewage and combined sewage. Raw sewage is wastewater that has not to be treated. It comes from residential and commercial buildings. Combined sewage, it is the combination of sanitary sewage and storm sewage with or without industrial wastes. 3. Define storm water flow. As the rain falls over the surface of ground, a part of it is lost through evaporation in the air or percolation into the ground, while the remaining overflows the surface as storm water flow. Storm water flow is the additional flow that would occur during the rainy season. It consists of runoff available from roofs, streets, yards, open spaces, etc. during rainfall. 4. What is meant by relative stability? It is defined as the ratio of oxygen available in the effluent to the total oxygen required to satisfy its first stage BOD demand. It is expressed as percentage of the total oxygen required and can be expressed by the equation equals 101, 0.794, 20. 5. Write the condition under which separate system is recommended. Where rainfall is uneven. Sanitary sewage is to have one outlet and other outlets for storm or surface water are available. Sanitary sewage is to be pumped. Separate sewers must be placed deeper in the storm water drains near the surface to economize excavation. The drainage area is steep, allowing water to run off quickly. Sewers are to be constructed in rocky strata. The larger combined sewers would then be more expensive. Finances available are small, but sanitary drainage is imperative. Combined sewers may back up due to excessive flows, poor grades or lack of proper cleaning, and may flood basements. 6. Define Stokes' law. Law states that the force retards a sphere moving through a viscous fluid is directly proportional to the velocity of the sphere, the radius of the sphere, and the viscosity of the fluid. Stokes developed an expression known as Stokes' law. It is applicable to the discrete particles. The particles which do not change in size, shape, or mass during settling are known as discrete particles. Equals /18 1 2 where v equals settling velocity in g equals acceleration due to gravity. S equals specific gravity of the particle. D equals diameter of the settling particles in cm. Equals kinematic viscosity in centistokes. 7. How will you determine the quantity of the sewage that is likely to pass through a sewer at the end of the design period? Design period of 30 years is normally employed for all types of sewers. Design flow equals times where Q equals design flow, liters per day, A equals tributary area, hectares. Equals population density. Equals maximum daily sewage flow. 8. What are the fundamental principles of sanitation? Sanitation is the prevention of the sporadic outbreak of diseases dangerous for the general health of the public. This can be achieved by either controlling or eliminating environmental factors as contribute in some form or the other to the transmission of the diseases. These factors include the following: water supply, carriage or disposal of human excreta and other wastes from communities, industries, and trades. The menace of insects, mosquitoes, flies and rodents with regards to food and other services. Ventilation and air conditioning. Atmospheric pollution and methods of purification. Plumbing in the case of buildings. Other hygienic factors. 9. Differentiate between combined system of sewage and separate system of sewage. Combined system. Separate system. In a combined system, the same sewer is intended to carry the domestic sewage, industrial wastes as well as the surface and the storm water flow. In a separate system, the domestic sewage and industrial wastes are carried in one set of sewers, whereas the storm and surface waters are carried in another set of sewers. Rainfall is even throughout the year. Rainfall is uneven. Both sanitary sewage and storm water have to be pumped. Sanitary sewage is pumped. Effective or quicker flows have to be provided. Combined sewers may back up due to excessive flows, poor grades and lack of proper cleaning. Differentiate between sullage and sewage. Sullage. Sewage: it is the liquid discharge from bathrooms, kitchen, washing places, wash basins, etc. It is allocated waste from a community. It is merely the wastewater and does not create bad smell. It includes sewage discharge from kitchens, bathrooms, industrial waste, and storm water, etc. Semi-solid part of sewage is called sullage. It is defined as the used water or liquid waste of a community, which includes human and household wastes together. It is used for commercial purposes as a fertilizer. Filter. Constituents of sewages are domestic sewage, industrial sewage, storm water. What is meant by refuse? In sanitary engineering, it is the waste matter which is rejected or left as worthless. It includes garbage, sewage, sullage, storm water, and subsoil water. Define sewerage. It is the process of collecting and carrying sewage by water carriage system through sewers. Define sewage. It is the liquid waste from the community. It includes sullage, discharge from kitchen, bathroom, industrial wastes and storm water, etc. What is meant by D.W.F and W.W.W.F? D.W.F, the dry weather flow, is the total average discharge of sanitary sewage and is the normal flow in a sewer during the dry season of the year. W.W.F, it is the normal flow of sewage during the rainy season of the year. What is partially separate system? It is a modification of the separate system in which the separate sewer discharging domestic sewage and industrial wastes also contains a portion of the surface water drained from back paved yards and roofs of houses. Define sullage. It is the liquid discharge from bathrooms, kitchen, washing places, wash basins, etc. It is merely the waste water and does not create bad smell. Define sewerage system. The entire system of conduits and appurtenances involved in sewerage is called sewerage system or sewer system. Define invert. It is the lowermost level or surface of a sewer. Define garbage. It is the dry refuse and includes decayed fruits, grass, leaves, paper pieces, ashes, street cleanings, dust, mud, sweepings, vegetables, etc. Define subsoil water. It is the groundwater which finds its entry into sewers through leaks. Define sludge. It is the organic matter deposited at the bottom of the sedimentation tank during the treatment of the sewage. What is peak drainage disturbance? The method estimating the maximum rate of storm runoff is called as peak drainage disturbance. Define biochemical oxygen demand, BOD. Biochemical oxygen demand is oxygen required by aerobic decomposers for the biochemical degradation of biodegradable organic matters in water. What do you mean by chemical oxygen demand, COD? Chemical oxygen demand is oxygen required for the oxidation of both biodegradable and non-biodegradable organic matters in water. Define the aerobic bacteria and anaerobic bacteria. Aerobic bacteria, they require light and free oxygen for their existence and development. Anaerobic bacteria, they do not require light and free oxygen for their existence and development. Give the chemical characteristics of sewage. Chemical characteristics indicate the state of sewage decomposition, its strength, and type of treatment required. Fresh sewage is alkaline and good for bacterial action. Stale or septic sewage is acidic and difficult to be efficiently treated. The chemical characteristics are dependent upon the substances contained in sewage. What is the significance of COD and BOD ratio? The COD and BOD ratio must be equals to 5. The BOD/COD ratio can be categorized into toxic, biodegradable, and acceptable or stable zones. Define suspended solids. Suspended solids, S, are those which can be filtered out on an asbestos mat or filter paper, i.e., suspended solids are non-filterable solids. Express the difference between raw sludge and digest sludge. Raw sludge: the sludge, which is deposited in a primary sedimentation tank, is called raw sludge. Raw sludge is colorless, contains highly perceptible organic matter, and is thus very objectionable. It contains from 3 to 8% solids. Digest sludge: the process of decomposing organic matter of sewage sludge anaerobically under conditions of adequate operational control and solid matter with reduced moisture content. Differentiate between colloidal solid and settlable solids. Colloidal solids are finely divided solids either in solution or in suspension. Settlable solids are portions of solid matter which settle out if sewage is allowed to remain undisturbed for a period of 2 hours. What is the importance of determination of dissolved oxygen present in sewage? The concentration of oxygen dissolved in a running stream into which sewage effluents discharge must be such as not to deplete the level of dissolved oxygen concentration to a level as to endanger the life of aquatic animals. The important point that dissolved oxygen concentration should be maintained to a level of 4.8 mg/liter at all times. This is the amount of oxygen dissolved in sewage. The presence of dissolved oxygen in sewage indicates that it is fresh or weak. Its presence in the effluent of a treatment works indicates good treatment. Define total solids. Sewage normally contains 99.9% of water and 0.1% of solids. Analytically, the total solids content, St, of a wastewater is defined as all the matter that remains as residue upon evaporation to 103 to 1050 degrees Celsius. Total solids in wastewater exist in three different forms such as suspended solids, colloidal solids, and dissolved solids. Define dissolved oxygen. This is the amount of oxygen dissolved in sewage. The presence of dissolved oxygen in sewage indicates that it is fresh or weak. Its presence in the effluent of a treatment works indicates good treatment. Define toxic compounds. Copper, lead, silver, chromium, arsenic and boron are some of the cations which are toxic to microorganisms, resulting in the manufacturing of the biological treatment plants. These are results from industrial wastewaters. Some toxic anions, including cyanides and chromates, present in some industrial wastes also hinder the wastewater treatment facilities. Hence their presence should be taken into consideration in the design of biological treatment plants. What is meant by biodegradable organic matter? The organic matters is decomposed by bacteria under biological action is called biodegradable organic matter. What is meant by surface loading rate? The surface loading rate is a hydraulic loading factor expressed in terms of flow per surface area. SLR is used to determine if the sedimentation tanks and clarifiers are under or overloaded. List the demerits of septic tanks. The cost of having a septic tank can be very expensive to install and maintain. The maintenance of the septic tank must be checked frequently. If it is not, there is a bigger change that things could go wrong. Roots from trees in immediate area of absorption line may clog system. Keep swimming pools away from absorption lines. What is self-cleaning velocity? It is the velocity of flow in the sewers, at which the solid matter in the sewage does not settle down on the bottom or sides of the sewer. Define non-scouring velocity. The permissible maximum velocity to prevent eroding is termed as non-scouring velocity, and it should be limited to 3.0 ms. This limiting or non-scouring velocity will mainly depend upon the material of the sewer. What are the problems to be faced during the pumping of sewerage? Nuisance due to bad smell resulting decomposition of the sewage. Splashing may causes while pumping of sewage. Unhygienic to humans. What are the advantages of asbestos pipe? These pipes possesses considerable strength against internal pressure. They are light in weight, due to which these can be easily handled. They can be easily cut and easily jointed. These pipes offer good resistance to salts and other corrosive materials normally present in the sewers. The inside surface is relatively smooth. Hence they are hydraulically more efficient. Define open joints. If there is no objection to infiltration, open joints are adopted. The bell and spigot ends are simply placed together, without inserting filling material in the annular space. Gasket may however be inserted, to maintain alignment. The joint is merely covered with tar paper, to prevent entry of subsoil into the sewer. Define simplex joints. It is also known as ring tie coupling, is similar to collar joints, and are used for asbestos cement pipes. The joint consists of a pipe sleeve or coupling of asbestos cement and two rubber rings which are compressed between the exterior of the pipes and the interior of the sleeve. Such a joint is quite flexible. Define mechanical joints. Such joints use mechanical devices like flanged rings, bolts, screwed ends etc. to keep the two ends together. They are used for metallic sewers made of cast iron, steel etc. Define imperviousness. The sewer material should be impervious and should not allow seepage of the sewage from the sewer. Define outfall sewer. It is a sewer that receives the sewage from the collecting systems and conduits it to a point of final discharge or to a disposal plant. Disadvantages of plain concrete sewer. These pipes can get corroded and pitted by the action of H2SO4. The carrying capacity of the pipe reduces with time because of corrosion. The pipes are susceptible to erosion by sewage containing silt and grit. The concrete sewers can be protected internally by vitrified clay linings. With protection lining they are used for almost all the branch and main sewers. Only high alumina cement concrete should be used when pipes are exposed to corrosive liquid like sewage. What are the operational troubles in trickling filter? High head loss through the filter, making automatic dosing of filters as necessary. Odor and fly nuisance due to COD which may be carried away into human habitation and may prove a serious nuisance to man. The latter may be overcome by flooding the filter or by the use of D.D. or other insecticides. Large land area is required. Cost of construction is relatively higher. They require preliminary treatment and, therefore, cannot treat raw sewage. What are the advantages of primary treatment? In the primary treatment, physical operations like screening and sedimentation are used to remove the floating and settleable solids from wastewater. Reduction in suspension solids. Removal of floating matter, oil and grease. Partial equalization of flow rates and organic load. Reduction in the amount of waste-activated sludge in the activated sludge plant. What are the gases emanating from anaerobic digestion? The gases emanating are as follows. carbon dioxide, CO2. Hydrogen, H2. Hydrogen sulfide, H2S. Nitrogen, N2. Oxygen, O2. Water vapor, H2O. Thank you for watching. For now, please subscribe, like, share and do not forget to press bell icon.